will be recorded. Once we get the recording link, we'll send it back out to you through the same distribution. I am glad to see you here tonight. I know that a lot of people had a lot of things. This is a busy week for you, so I understand that, but still glad that we've got those of you that could be here. Like I say, this will be recorded, so it will be available for everybody. As probably know, I'm Dr. Wright. I'm the director of the health department. And I have a number of people here to just talk about different issues around safety. And so we will start this evening. I'm going to ask Chairman Syracuse, he's a council member that runs the public health and safety, if he would start us off with a little information. Thank you, sir.
All right. Good evening, everybody. It's good to see you. All right. I'm very appreciative of Dr. Wright and his team for putting this together. Over the past couple of months or so, I've been largely on a listening tour, going to as many of the parent advisory council meetings across metro schools, and listening to parents about their concerns, their questions. And after the Covenant tragedy, I reached out to the Uvalde Foundation, Sandy Hook, Columbine, and I learned a lot very quickly. And one of the things that really struck me that all three of them said was, don't be in a rush to file a bunch of legislation. Make sure you take care of families first. Make sure you grieve. Make sure you just take care of your community. Then transition thoughtfully from grief to action. So what I wanted to let you all know is that working with our folks in the Metro Police Department and our Health Department, working with Diane in the Office of Community Safety and Family Safety, tomorrow morning a press release is going to be going out about 3 special called meetings of the Public Health and Safety Committee. The first one is going to be focused on the schools and the PD relationship and the good work that they have already been doing in regards to school safety. Also at that meeting, State Representative Caleb Hemmer and State Senator Bob Freeman are going to be there to tell us about what may or may not happen at the August 21st state special session of the legislature. The second meeting is going to be, that'll be on June 14th. All this will be in the press release. The second meeting will be on June 21st, and that's going to be at Hillsborough High School, just down the street from Covenant. And that's going to be more of a town hall style, and Daniel Chapin from the Uvalde Foundation is coming to Nashville. And he is going to help us from a nonprofit perspective about how we gather with the other nonprofits in the other cities that have been afflicted with mass shootings, school shootings. How do we take our place amongst advocacy groups and the rising tide lifts all boats approach about advocating for sensible gun laws? And then the one on the 28th of June will be focused on our public health department, our mental health cooperative, Diane from Family Safety, and our mayor's office of community safety in regards to looking at gun violence from a public health epidemic that it is. Lots to go through in just 3 meetings, but I'm really hopeful at the outcome of these 3 meetings that we have some level of both clarity about what direction we can take as elected officials, about any legislation at the local level, what advocacy we can do broadly at the state and federal level. And then I want parents, families, and especially our children to be confident when they go back to school in August that they know that their leaders are doing everything that possible to keep them safe. So stay tuned. That press release will be going out tomorrow morning. Within the press release will be a website. The way that we're going to do community engagement is that there will be a website open for the broader community to articulate their questions, comments, concerns. We will take all of that and make sure that all of that is addressed in these 3 special meetings. So I'm happy to be here this evening to give you that heads up that tomorrow morning that is coming. So I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Next on my list is to ask Deputy Chief Stevens, and he's going to talk a little bit on facility and personnel safety, and we'll go from there.
So good evening, everyone. How are y'all? So my name is Keith Stevens. I'm a Deputy Chief over the Investigative Services Bureau of the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department. I've been on this department a little over 20 years. I've served in law enforcement for 25 years. I started when I was like 10. So, but I grew up in a law enforcement family. I always like to tell people my mom was a police officer. My dad is a police officer. My twin brother worked here before he got smart and went to do real estate to get rich. Somebody has to get rich. But in Investigative Services Bureau, we have, when you think of investigations, you think of domestic violence, you think of special victims, you think of homicide. We do have that. We also have the Family Intervention Program, the Family Safety Center that we partner with Diane Lentz, which is such a good partner. We appreciate the opportunity that Dr. Wright invited us here. Anytime that we have opportunity to talk about safety, that's what we want to do. I'm going to point to your left, to my right, are the real subject matter experts that are here tonight. They're really just going to correct me if I mess up on anything that I do. I really don't have a big agenda. I would rather this be a conversation than a presentation, but we're here for safety. But I have Captain Stephen Bowers. He's over our school safety division. I have Commander Byrd is now over our Special Operations Division, which he was over the school safety division for a couple of years. I founded the division when it started. Detective Hyman, is that correct? Is correct. He's over our in-youth services as a supervisor, and then Lieutenant Picanzo in the back. He's a real subject matter expert, so he's been in schools for a while. So when we think about daycare safety, we kind of go hand in hand with our public schools. We think about covenant. I had an opportunity to go to this morning a presentation at Brentwood Hills Church of Christ just for the covenant students before they're released for the summer, to see the children. I think everybody here, being dads, I know all of us are fathers, our hearts are with kids. So you think about the response that we had that day, and I want you to know that the police department, from Chief Drake down to the last police department, if something happens in a school, if something happens in your daycare, if something happens anywhere in Nashville, we're coming. And I think we highlighted that day. So, you know, it's emotional for all of us because we care, we know what's capable, but there is evil in this world. So we're here to stand between that evil and everybody else. So we're committed to that. When I look at just safety, you know, I won't go into everything about schools that we're doing, but we're making safety enhancements in schools. But I want to just talk to you more from your facility, your daycare. I know there's a wide variety of different type of facilities, but what you can do to make your facility safe. I think that's why we're here tonight. So I'm going to throw out a couple of ideas that we have, some things that you can do to help us as the police department. Anything that you like, you can take. Anything that you don't want, you can discard. But I think that the number one thing that you need to do is get in contact with your precinct that your facility is in. We have 8 precincts across Davidson County. Know who your precinct commander is. Know the phone number to the precinct. We also have community coordinators, which are sergeants in our police department. They're our community outreach specialists. That's who's going to come to your facility, going to come to any meetings that you have with parents. We also have community engagement teams. They'll come out and do site surveys at your school or at your child care facility. So when we think about a site survey, we look at it from the time that we pull into your parking lot. We're going to look in what's your lighting like? What's your parking like? Is it safe? Is the area safe? How can we make it safer? The police department, we can't do it by ourselves, obviously. Neither can you. So that's why we all partner with, of course, Dr. Wright and all of our friends. But Public Works, we have to get everybody involved to make it as safe as you can. But I look at the parking lot, look at the lighting, camera systems. we are huge on cameras. The more cameras that you have, we're not worried about inside your home or whatever facility you have. We want outside cameras is our big thing. If something happens, we want to be able to have access to those if you choose. We have the Fusus. Let me make sure I tell you the right email. I'm going to give you an email address. It'll, of course, be recorded. But it is, make sure I get that right. It's connectmetronashville.gov. Connectmetronashville.gov. It's a really easy system. It's how it sets up. If you want to, you can register, number one, you can register your cameras with that company. It has nothing to do with the police department as far as no partnership with us. We're not going to have people at the police department sitting there watching your cameras 24/7. That's not what we're there for. We don't have enough officers to do that. You can also, if you want to give us access to those, you can grant them access too. We also have Live 911 that's going to be coming on soon. So right now, if you call the Metro Emergency Communications Center, you're going to get a call taker. That doesn't, they're not employed by the police department, but you're going to call in whatever emergency you may have. They take down all your notes. They get that information out. That could be 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Well, when you think of a situation where an armed person is at your facility or a disorderly person's at your facility, minutes, seconds matter. They matter. So the Live 911 system is actually going to allow us to be on emergency calls. You're going to actually let the officer hear in real time what's going on. So that allows him to game plan on his way there instead of having to wait. A lot of times we're having to wait a block away. What's the latest information? We're running in. We really don't know what's going on. So this gives us real life information. We also, if you have camera feeds, our community safety center can actually plug into those, and they could say, hey, right now we have a red vehicle sitting out front. There's 2 people standing by it. There looks like there's a confrontation. So that gives us eyes before we even pull up, which is incredible. Okay, so that's where we're moving to. Now, we'll ask everyone before you leave, make sure we get your facility, your address, your phone, your contact information, because I'm going to actually have the community coordinators reach out to you personally versus you trying to search. We're going to make it easier for you. You're welcome. Yes, no extra charge. So, but we'll make sure they contact you personally. But in that, then they'll have your phone number and you'll be able to know who you're talking to. But with those addresses, we could also plug those into our geofence. With any major emergency that happens, we're able to actually find out, okay, we have a child care facility by this location where this is happening. It's just going to give us real-time information. That's kind of our goal. We're starting that with MNPS school, all public schools first, and then we want to do houses of worship. We want to do child care. Anywhere there's children, vulnerable people that need our help, we would like to get those. But the campus alert will come out. Dr. Wright sent something on the agenda about means, the means system. He also sent a link that you could sign up for means. Essentially, means is the Metro Emergency Alert and Notification System. So if something major in our city happens, you sign up for that. They send you a text message, they'll send you an email, they'll call you. Right now, I have it set up, they do all 3, and then they'll do it. Oh, if you don't respond, they'll call and call and call. So it's a wonderful notification system. But if something major happens by your facility, you can get notified of it. So please take that opportunity to sign up. That's free. MEANS. The Metro Emergency Alert and Notification System. So, and as we grow, you'll have more stuff to do there. Scott, am I missing anything on means? Is there anything to add on that part?
No, sir.
Okay.
The thought process behind means is that it provides you information to be able to make safety decisions about your facility. So, hey, do I need to lock it down? Can I come off of lockdown? It's a great notification system. Get signed up because it helps keep you informed with respect to what's going on in your area.
And yes, ma'am.
Did it work the day of the Covenant tragedy? Because my center was a reunification site, and I had to call other centers, and they weren't notified either. Like, are y'all on lockdown? Like, we hear the shooters, like, here going through an app that wasn't even totally accurate. But, like, that's how we found out. And it wasn't anything, I mean, I didn't get notified
Yeah.
call away from Covenant, and I was not notified.
No, I think that's a great example of the means did work that day because I received numerous notifications. But if you're not on the main system, you won't get that. You are on, and you still didn't. So I think that's something that we're going to have to work through because the notification, because a lot of times we get a lot of false calls. So dispatch will send that call out as an active shooter situation. Well, thank God, 9 out of 100 are not accurate calls. So I think the difficult part is trying to locate all of our facilities and say, hey, this is a real incident. But here it was just for that one, obviously that one school. It wasn't affected anybody around. So we're going to have to talk that through as a police department. Jason, you want to add something?
One of the things we were actually just talking was they're working through the parameters of the notifications, right? We don't want you guys being notified of every little thing because then it becomes, oh, it's one of those again. Oh, one of those again. So we're actively working through that because of what we learned from the Covenant and the lack of y'all being aware of what was going on. So the first step is obviously getting on the list. And then the second thing is just know we're actively working on those parameters right now and what those look like.
And we also have car pursuits that end in certain areas that might be by your facility. So you may want to get notified that oftentimes the supervisor on scene will say, hey, go ahead and notify the schools that are nearby. So we just have to get into a habit of notifying the child care facilities as well. Hey, lock down. There's oftentimes we'll say that lock down, and then 4 hours later we forget to call you back. So you still have the kids locked down. So it's a work in progress, but having the connection with your community coordinator, with your precinct, is going to be your number one step to any type of success. When I talk about having situational awareness, we need to do that as a public because if you walk, just watch people walking in here. We're on the phone. We don't pay attention to our surroundings. So, but you have obviously co-workers that work there. Sometimes you're closed late at night. It's dark. You need to know that we need to be aware of what's going on outside. Make sure that you have a plan in place. I also say fireworks don't go off. July 4th, New Year's Eve, it's not fireworks, okay? Often people say, well, I thought that was fireworks. Assume it's not fireworks first, okay? We need to start recognizing what issues are and start addressing them immediately. Seconds count, okay? But you have to have a plan in your facility. You have to have a lockdown plan in your facility. You have to have someone that you can call. As a private facility, you could have security. That's an option that you can have. I'll say some of the biggest issues that I've known in my time in patrol. I was the precinct commander at South. A lot of times it's going to be domestic issues at daycare facilities. Making sure that you have, good communication between both parents. Making sure that if I'm not, as the dad, not allowed to pick up the child for whatever reason, their court paperwork that you have it. We have a lot of custodial kidnappings that occur that you're going to have to deal with. But having a contact of somebody that you can call to say, hey, this seems a little fishy. It's a little suspicious. Number two, we know what's normal and what's not normal most of the time. We've lived, most of us here are not babies. We've lived. So you know when something's just not right. Call. People are like, well, I don't want to bother the police department. I don't want to call. They're busy. I would rather, if you feel like it's, little hairs on the back here, a little bit of hair I had. If it sticks up and something's not right, just call us. We'll send a car by to check on the situation. Having good contact, like we preach community engagement every day. That's one of our core pillars. We will come to you, okay? I promise we're coming to you to help. So I think that's big. Having a lockdown system in place, having chimes on your doors if a child does get in and out. What happens if you have younger children and one gets out and now you don't know where they are? What do? That's why you have the contacts with the local police department. We can come to you and help. So that was a couple of big issues. I did talk about domestic violence issues. Unfortunately right now, guns are everywhere. They're in cars. Younger and younger kids are getting their hands on firearms. I can't tell you just the sad stories that we have with 5, 6, 7-year-old kids getting their hands on guns. Unfortunately, that could affect you if they bring it into your facility. So what happens if you find a gun in a backpack, or if you see a student with a gun, or even a BB gun? We had that happen today. It's going to happen, okay? You have to have a plan in place. So if you see a gun, what do? Do you say drop it? If you panic, they're going to panic. Now, so you know what? You have to have a plan, so think about that. I worked at the training academy for 5 years, and we did a lot of reality-based training. Do some training at your facility. We could actually do what we have CRAZE training. It's civilian response to active shooter situations. It's free. If you want us to come out and train people there at your facility, we can. They'll do the site survey. They'll do any recommendations that they see. They're a lot smarter than I am. They'll tell you what recommendations they have. Oftentimes it is free, or we can get you help to fix that. But the CRAZE training is really, really good. It's good information. It's CRAZE, C-R-A-S-E. It's Civilian Response to Active Shooter Events. Oh, y'all didn't think I'd have that, did you? So, yeah, I have it. But we'll come out and do about an hour and a half. It's a PowerPoint, but I think you need to take the next step, and we're doing that with Metro Nashville Public Schools too. We're not just giving them the active killer training. You have to actually go hands-on and learn like real-life scenarios. You can do that too. You know, what happens if you know, someone with a gun shows up here? What are we going to do? If you play it out and have a plan beforehand, you're going to be more prepared when it actually happens. So that's the big topics that I have right now. Is there anything that y'all want to add, guys, that I dropped off?
I got just 3 just to hit on, and Chief hit on having plans in place, but also...
You come up here, Jason. I think it's getting recorded. I don't want to miss... You're a lot prettier than I am. So we'll let you...
He said. Yeah, I mean, I'll own it. You know, you want to have the plans in place, but practice them too. You know, you want to, don't just have it and then it's in a folder that collects dust. Be sure that you are an expert of that plan and that you practice that with your staff. You don't want the time of trying to remember what to do to be the day you actually need to put it in place. So practice the plans you put in place. And then the other 2 things were, cameras are great. What he said about cameras, they're phenomenal from a deterrence factor and several positive things. But one thing, people have cameras, but then no one's monitoring them. So then all of a sudden they're used as a reactive tool where we coming in on the backside of, well, what did these cameras pick up, but what could those cameras have stopped beforehand? So one thing, you know, since Covenant, when I'm going to some of these private schools, is, hey, if you've got cameras, have your admin or someone that you know is monitoring those cameras full time if possible. If they're sitting there buzzing people in or checking people, whatever it be, they could at least have a camera watching your exterior doors, at least at minimum. And then the other thing is communications within your facilities. How do you communicate with your staff? Is it by text message? Is it by radio? Some are just text messaging. And I say it jokingly, but I mean it. My wife is a teacher, and she is not my emergency contact person, because if I was to text her, she'd never know I was in the hospital for about 3 hours because she's taking care of first graders, right? And you have to think your staff is dealing with kids. Will that buzz? Will they think it's their boyfriend, their wife, their husband, whatever it be, or was this an emergency? So think about what you use as a communications plan, and is it effective for what you got in place right now?
And that could be code words. I mean, there's a lot of facilities that use code words. If something is not right and the suspect's with me and I don't want to say something, that come up with the plan. Be creative. Google will help you a lot on that too, I promise. So does anyone have any, I know we'll take questions afterwards, but does anyone have anything for us right now?
For the CRAZE training, can we just contact our precinct?
That is your best bet right now. The schools right now we're really focusing on, we have a tight time frame for Metro Public School teachers. But the precincts, I was at a presentation today, every precinct talked about CRAZE training. So a lot of them are hosting them at the precincts, which you can just go to. And you can go back and you could teach your staff what you learn. But the more people that can hear it, and it's really just about having a plan. If something goes wrong, what do we do? That's key. It's paramount.
And those COCOs too can look over those plans with you, right? And hey, this is what we put in place. What do you think? Critique this for me.
Yep. Anything else? All right. Thank you.
I have a question that may be inappropriate. If it is, that's, I can ask it.
Fire.
So we're having a conversation right now. We have a security guard at our program, and we're changing companies, and we're having a discussion between armed and unarmed security guards
Okay.
on
So,
site.
finish your question. Finish your question.
I am wondering the advantage
Okay.
and disadvantage of both, because I'm seeing all of it at once, and I'm having a hard time
Sure.
filtering through.
And, you know, people that aren't around guns and aren't around people that carry guns, I told you I grew up in a law enforcement family, so I was around guns. But if you're not comfortable with them, we understand that. All I could say from a law enforcement perspective, not schools, not daycare, not home, if someone with a gun shows up to your facility, as good as that security officer, that whoever you have, as good as they are not going to be able to stop a threat with a gun. So take that for what it is. But I'll say, yeah, and that's a discussion that's having to be had, and it's so sad. Our kids, our 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old kids, they just want to go to school, have fun, make it to lunch, do a little PE. They don't want to have to worry about, right? They don't want to worry about guns. It's sad. We had a conversation just a moment ago that someone that's, going to be, a father here in the next few years, hopefully, is having to think about where they're sending their child to school and to daycare. It's sad, but
one of the most important things to say here, and we really appreciate Dr. Wright and all of you for being here that we haven't even heard yet. Many of the child care centers have more children in them. We had equal children to Covenant. So where they're a school and we're a preschool, like Calvary Methodist has 165 children in it, and they're birth to, or 6 weeks to 5 years. That's a whole different ballgame even than 5 and 6 and 7-year-olds trying to keep
correct.
toddlers. And that we're not, and I've worked with Dr. Wright on this, we aren't notified through an alert system, and Wendy was referencing that. We've got to know somehow when the public schools find out, we've got to know also, because we've got to protect these children as well.
And we agree. We 100%
Yeah,
agree.
and so many programs are in churches, and I think,
And I think just knowing this is it's a good first step.
Yeah.
This baby step. But we have to know where you're at. We have to know where you're at, period. And it's nice to know that you have 160 children at your facility any given day. So that's the first step. So we'll work through that. I know the council members here, I know he's probably taking some notes on what can we do as a city. I keep saying we're a small part of the pie, and that's what we're here for.
we know you need more people.
True.
We know that, we respect what you're doing. Let me speak for myself. Respect what you're doing.
Thank you.
Because you're under manpowered, and you all are doing a wonderful job. We really
Thank you.
appreciate you so much.
I'll let the chief know that too, but we appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And if we, yes, ma'am.
So on the issue of armed security in child care facilities, how do you get around the rule that says no firearms in child care centers?
It does say, though, law enforcement can do it.
Yeah, law enforcement can do it. So
But the security guard isn't law enforcement in that system.
Licensed. Yeah, it's a licensed security person can.
Okay. While this scenario, which is actually true, I am, if I own a firearm that I'm licensed to carry and I am
be, well, if you're up to date on your licensing, right, and you're following through the yearly requirements and the new, the new state law, the mandatory 8 hours over certain school-related things to have that security license, and it falls within your facility's protocols, then it is what it is. But state law, you could, yes.
But you would probably want to check with the state. I always say check with the state to verify that you don't want. I'm sorry, you don't want Betsy hanging off your hip. You just don't with all the babies. So, I think we have to be smart. But that's a good question. That's something to think about. So, yes.
I have stepped out for a minute. You might have spoke about it, and also you might have spoken about it. But did you invite them to the task force that we had last week, the meeting we had last week? It's about community members coming together with Metropolitan Police Department and seeing what we can do as the community resources to
Yeah, as we move forward with that, we'll keep that. Yeah, we'll definitely keep that in mind. Yeah.
Okay. For sure. We'll stay here if you have questions later. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you so much.
Great. Okay. Next on the agenda is Diane Lentz. She's runs the Family Safety Center, and ask her to give some information about the center and the services they have.
Pass it around. A little one in the back, just kind of look at it and pass it out so you see what I'm talking about.
I don't know about you all, but I'm like super proud of Nashville's police department. I mean, aren't they amazing? They really are. So my name's Diane Lentz, and I am the department head for Metro's Office of Family Safety. Also, really appreciative of our health director, Dr. Wright. We all, he's like a celebrity now after COVID, isn't he? And Councilman Syracuse I'm not sure he said, he's the head of the Public Safety Committee on our city council. So everything that goes with public safety money runs through the committee that he runs. And he's not just super knowledgeable, he really cares about the topic and the community's input and getting all of this right. And I just love the approach that you're taking. So, I've worked for Metro government my entire career, and I'm probably the most proud Metro government employee. My husband was in the private sector, and he never quite got my love for the public sector. So I'm a former prosecutor. I worked in the DA's office prosecuting domestic violence and then crimes against children, which would be physical abuse, sexual assault, and child homicides. Transitioned to work in Mayor Carl Dean's office for a period of time through most of his tenure. And then in Carl Dean's administration and our city council at the time, created a new department in our government. It's one of the only in the country that is focused exclusively on interpersonal violence. And our department in the government is called the Office of Family Safety. So just like your city has a parks department, has a health department, it has a police department, our city is very unique in the fact that we have a department focusing exclusively on helping and supporting and protecting victims of interpersonal violence. Okay? Interpersonal violence victims includes victims of domestic violence, which is intimate partners, marriage. Also included in domestic violence is elder abuse, that generational violence, and child abuse. So that's all under the domestic violence umbrella. Sexual assault is under our interpersonal violence umbrella, as well as stalking and human trafficking. Okay? So that's not something we can do alone. My department has about 46 people, give or take a few at any given time. And what we do is we work, so we passed around the thing that you see. That is one of our city's family justice centers. We call it the Family Safety Center. So around the country are family justice centers. These are, I have different ways I like expressing this. So these are like the Walmart of services for victims of interpersonal violence, where they're not sent to this place to get this for their help, and then here, and then here, and then there. We try to put as many services that we can that victims will need under one roof, and also increase the communication. So if I'm a victim of domestic violence and my offender has been strangling me, which is the highest risk indicator, one of the very highest, leaving your offender, strangulation, firearms in the home, and threats to kill and commit suicide, and abuse of children. So all those things are some of the highest risks. So let's say I've told my advocate that my offender's strangling me, but I didn't tell my prosecutor or the police officer. That's a problem. So having us all working under one roof increases that communication. So when we realize someone is a very high-risk victim because police do what's called a lethality assessment, we read all of their lethality assessments. It's like over 7,000 a year to identify the highest risk victims in our city. And then we make sure that the prosecutors see it, that the detective on the case has access to it, and all the other information we have. So we're all talking to each other around all of these cases, okay? So I've been invited here, which I'm really grateful for, because one of the things I loved is when you first introduced me, you said community safety, and then you said family safety. And family safety is foundational to community safety, and a lot of cities miss that. So almost 50% of violent crime in our community, 48-point-something%, is domestic violence. So if you want to have a safer community, you have to start with addressing the domestic violence in your community, okay? And add on the sexual assaults and the human trafficking, you are well above the 50%. Keeping in mind, especially with your clientele, that most human trafficking is not like taken. It is the interpersonal partner, the intimate partner, is trafficking their family member or their intimate partner, okay? So, and that can be the children. I know it's just overwhelming. I heard your sigh. Like, wow, this is all so negative. But it's not negative for Nashville. Because just like we have a great police department, we have a department that focuses on this, and we have the largest and most comprehensive family justice center in the entire country. It is. It's really impressive. And our city has invested in that. And I am so proud to live in Nashville for that reason. So California has the most family justice centers. Tennessee has the most per capita, which I think is even a bigger deal. And then we are the shining example for the entire country. People travel from different parts of the world and the country to see how we're doing it in our city. And not just our family safety center, all the specialized divisions in the police department, how we all work together, amazing partnerships with health department. So as far as what you're interested in with your centers, we hear it all the time. He picked up for the time when they shouldn't. There was a conflict outside the daycare. Those are situations that are very valid, and you should be concerned, okay? You don't know who has a gun. You don't know who might become violent in your parking lot or in your reception area. Police know that one of the most dangerous crimes for them to respond to is domestic violence, okay? That's when they're in the most danger. That's why it is in their protocol that 2 officers are always to respond to domestic violence cases for that reason. So keep that in mind. If you've got something brewing in your parking lot, you just need to call the police. And having that relationship with their community officer is fantastic. That's why the city created these precincts around the entire city, which other cities wish they had now, so that you all can have relationships with the precincts that's closest to you and work collaboratively together. So be aware of that. We also always want to tell you, I don't know how big your centers are, you have employees who are in domestic violence situations, and they're bringing that to work. So where do you send them? Where, when that woman whose child you're taking care of, you see the fight in the parking lot, where do you send them? You send them to us, okay? You can have them call the hotline, but you can also send them to the Family Safety Center. You should have seen that picture. That is the beautiful place you are sending them. It is truly, no offense to any other part of Metro, no offense to your beautiful building, but it is the prettiest and best looking building in all of Metro governments. It is gorgeous. So we have an amazing child play area. We've been told it's better than Chuck E. Cheese. And what we'll do with them there is we can help them get an order of protection right there on the spot. They will leave, if it's granted, with an order of protection. They don't even have to, with the ex parte order of protection. They have to go to court later. We will do a safety plan. So there are lots of different types of safety plans. There's how do you be safe if you're leaving? Well, don't make a big announcement that you're leaving, right? Because that is going to be a problem, and now you are in even bigger risk of being killed. And guess what? Your offender knows where you are every day at 2 o'clock to pick up your child at daycare. So, there's safety planning around if they're leaving, how to do that safely, but there's also safety planning around if you're staying. Not everyone wants to leave. It's scary to leave. There's a lot of grief. If anyone knows anyone that's been divorced, even if you wanted the divorce, there's a lot of grief and fright in that divorce process. So it's no different for domestic violence victims. If not, it's even worse, even though they're getting out of an abusive situation. So we teach them, okay, so let's say you're going to stay. Separate yourself from the children if it looks like it's going to become violent. Crouch down in a corner so some blows hit the walls. Don't run into the kitchen where the knives are. Don't run into, the bedroom might be a better room. Things are softer, the living room. If you're in the bathroom, make sure it has a lock that you can lock. Otherwise, don't go in the bathroom because you'll hit your head on something hard. Lots of things like that. So you don't want to have to give that advice, but those are the things that we do. But I think one of the most important things that we do is we assess their level of risk of being killed or seriously injured. Because you can't make a really good decision for you and your children unless you know how at risk you are. So let's say a victim has been strangled by their offender. They may not know that is a sign that he is, and it's almost always the male in the strangulation cases, that he is getting ready to kill her. And there's a whole thing about, how long the strangulation takes to the point of unconsciousness, but just know if that victim was unconscious, he held on for a really long time. And he just lucked out that they came to life again. Like he basically thought she was dead. So these are the things that we want to tell them, like you are at real risk. Your children are at real risk. So let's work on your safety. And then we have case management where it's not just the crisis. If they're really high risk, we send them on to our case management program where we help handhold them to safety. But then the amazing thing in our building is the police department has a therapy program. It's called the Family Intervention Program. It's been around since the 1970s. Most police departments would give their right arm to have therapists like this in their police department. We've had it in Nashville since the 70s. And they are the ones who responded to the emotional needs that are still ongoing with Covenant because they know how to handle grief, trauma, shock better than anyone else in the whole city, if not the country. So a lot of great resources. We are called the Family Safety Center. We are part of your metropolitan government. And that's where you can send people. That's where the hotline will refer them to come. You don't need an appointment to our services. It's walk in during normal working hours. It's most often open at night, but that shift can be a little wonky. A nonprofit does that for us. So if it can be during the day, do it during the day. If they must come at night, they can come at night. And usually on night and the weekends, there's someone there. But that's what we're there for, okay? That is your governmental resource. That is a free resource that the government is providing to your staff, to your clients. And it takes nothing to just pop a little something into that child's bag. If you think the mom is being abused, usually the moms go through the bags, not the offender. If you think they could be safe, whisper a little something, hand them a little something, and especially your staff, making sure if you do have a staff member that you think is being abused, do it discreetly. Don't make it an alarm for your whole staff because that's very shaming. And we're here to help in any way. Okay? All right, thank you. I left some materials in the back.
Thank you, Diane. As you've been hearing, Metro has a lot of resources available already. And one of the things that I think we're going to talk about a little bit with some of the meetings that we have, that Councilmember Syracuse has, is how do we even build on more resources so it's a resource-rich environment for the people of Nashville, Davidson County. And this leads me into talking about our next presenter. Dr. Ann, as she likes to be called, Melville Chester, is new to us. She's been with us just a couple months. She is a trained psychologist, and she is in charge of our behavioral health and wellness area. And we're working on hopefully getting a couple more counselors with us so that we can respond and provide some therapy in different areas. So, Dr. Ann?
Thanks so much, Dr. Wright. Heavy topic, right? Heavy topic. So what you've heard so far is you've heard the police doing their role in trying to keep you safe. Diane talked about, what the county is doing to keep families safe. But here's the other part. Now that you know that you can call the police, and now that you know there's a safe place to go if there's some domestic violence. We've had a school violence. What do you do about it? That's the question. How do you keep young children safe? If you have teenagers at home, how do you keep them safe? And then how do you talk to parents about this when it happens? How do you do that when you don't feel safe? When you're in the school environment, when you're looking at the children and you yourself feel like, I'm feeling a little shaky myself. How can I encourage a young person and tell them they're safe when I don't feel safe? So let's have a conversation about that. How do we talk? So this is a conversation. How do we talk to young children? What have you been saying in the daycare centers, at home? What have you been saying to children? So let's go back. What have you been saying to yourself?
I think to ask instead of saying to a child, I think a lot of times the best approach is to ask a question of the child and ask them what have they been thinking about and what is on their minds.
Very good. What are in their minds? Yes.
To be honest, and really transparent when we go out, I mean, these kids, they pay attention, as you guys know, but we always sit at the back of a restaurant, and I'm always facing the door. My daughter sits right here, she's facing the door, and we're just very conscious of who walks in, and it's shame that you have to live like that, but, and I tell her, these type of things do happen, so we always got to be on guard about our surroundings.
And isn't it interesting that we're living in a time where we have to be on guard? We cannot just enjoy each other and enjoy the community and enjoy dinner, and kids can't go to school and just play, eat lunch, have recess, and take a nap. Now there's heightened concern about what's going to happen.
My granddaughter is 10, so older than most of the children that we're all here dealing with. But we were having dinner one night, and she said, well, I'll just tell you what I would do. She said, if anybody, it was probably in my school, she said, I would just get down on the floor and act like I was dead.
There you go. At 10.
At 10.
At 10, I'm going to
At
act
10.
like I'm
And
dead.
where she goes to Sunday school here or Hebrew school, or where she went a few years to preschool, there's always armed guards there, and she knows.
There you go. So I think the first thing we can do before we deal with children is deal with how we're feeling. And say to our children up front, you know what? I don't feel so safe either. But I'm going to do everything I can to keep you safe. And there are other people doing all they can to keep you safe too. We're working together to provide safety. So the first step with kids is just be honest. Tell them the truth. I don't feel that safe. So I have an 8-year-old granddaughter, and she said after the Covenant incident, she said, Nana, what if today is the last day I go to school, and it's the last day I see Mommy? And so what's my honest answer? I want you to know if today is your last day that you see Nana and Mommy, just know that you're loved beyond measure. And there's nothing that can replace how much you're loved. When you leave home, when you're at home, and when you come back home. And so just be honest with our children. All we can do is reassure them that we're doing everything we can to keep them safe. And then encourage them to be safe, So I want you when you're at school to listen to your teacher. If your teacher says, get down on the floor, don't ask why. Just get down on the floor. Because at that age, young children, why? I don't want to do that. Why should I do that? Why? But why? But why? I mean, that is the question of the day, right? But why? And so we want to do is say, listen, there are times when you ask no questions. You just do what you're told when you're in that environment. So you're in class, your teacher says, get on the floor. Get on the floor. Get under the desk. Don't get out until your teacher says. So teaching young children to be obedient is also another step, reassuring them that I am keeping you safe. And sometimes you have to say, even if my protecting you hurts me, my first response is to protect you. And that's a huge one. That is a huge one because you're dealing with children that are not your children, right? And let's be honest, we are parents and grandparents and aunts, and we're thinking, wait, I have children of my own. But we are called to do what? Protect and serve. So part of the conversation is to be just straight honest with the children. And I would say for you as providers, do some self-care. Find a trusted individual to talk to and talk about your own fear. Talk about your own trauma. Talk about how you're feeling. Talk about the fact that there are days you don't want to get up and go to work because you yourself are afraid of what might happen in the workplace. Because unless I process my trauma and deal with my trauma, I can't keep you safe. I'm too afraid. I'm too powerless and helpless to empower you and to protect you. And that's part of what the real work is how do I empower me and feel safe within myself so I can keep you safe. So that's it with young children. Answer the question a young child is asking. Let me give you an example of what I mean. My daughter was 5 years old and she came home and she said, hey, Mommy, where did I come from? And all of a sudden I was like, oh boy, oh my, babe, Kimmy wants to know where she came from. And I went into this panic that it's now time to talk about the anatomy and physiology. And we met and we fell in love. And as I was sitting there trying to go through all of that, she said, well, you know, my little friend Katie's from Ohio. So I was just wondering. And I was like, oh, you were born in Las Vegas, Nevada. There you go. So I tell the story to say, answer the question that's being asked, not the one that we're interpreting that the children are asking, okay? All of a sudden, I was back in nursing school trying to get my anatomy and physiology right, and all she wanted to know is, what city am I from? And so there you go. So we just stay where our children are with the conversation. Keep it age appropriate. Keep it simple. And they can handle that when it's simple. Now, when you move into teenagers, that's a little different. Okay? But it's being honest with them just the same. Provide information. Empower them to take action. And empower them to seek out a trusted adult. Okay? Teenagers, when they are scared and afraid, manifest a little different than young children. They start sleeping too much, eating too much. They're preoccupied with the technology. They're preoccupied with television. Grade starts to slip. They sometimes are too engaged with their peers, sometimes very pulled away from their peers. And so if you're a parent, if you're dealing with that in the school, you have to pay attention. And the key phrase there is engaged. Engage your teenager. So I don't know how many of you might have teenagers, but you might, if you don't have one, you might know someone, a family member that has a teenager. Have you ever sat at the dinner table and people are texting each other at the dinner table? Yeah. Can I have some more potatoes? What? It's sitting right on the table. Of course you can reach for it and put down the phone. And so, but the teenagers get really, really connected to technology. Why do you think that is? What do you think they're trying to do? Get information, but something bigger.
Make personal connections.
Keep going.
They don't want to deal with what's really going on.
Escape. They're trying to escape. They don't want to deal with the reality of life. And if I'm on TikTok and everything looks happy, I'm happy, right? And so I don't want to deal with the reality of what's going on. It is too much. Sometimes we give teenagers a little bit too much credit for their ability to handle this changing society that they're living in. We believe that they're more advanced than they are. And they may be chronologically 19, but emotionally 15. You know, and so we have to measure that and evaluate that and deal with that when we are in the midst of teenagers, because there's some real issues. Engage. What's going on? You seem a little withdrawn. You seem to be going to bed awfully early. It's 8:30. You're saying goodnight. What's happening? That's a sign of depression. That's a sign of dealing with anxiety. That's a sign of contemplation of of does life have meaning? And that is set up for a really negative outcome for a teenager. So be aware, be connected, monitor, and ask questions. That's the biggest part of dealing with our teenagers. And then yes?
I was going to say, I think the point that you were making about taking care of children and recognizing in ourselves, to stereotype the early childhood field, we're all warm, fuzzy people if we're taking care of children. Now, those of us that are administrators also have a business hat. But I don't think we're taking care of ourselves. And Dr. Wright picked up on that and has reached out about this because we have to protect the children. So the next morning after Covenant happened, and many of us knew Catherine Kuntz, the head of the school, and it was a loss. And we got up the next morning and went to work because that was our job, and we had to do it for the parents and for the children. But today, for example, my director and I were sitting and doing a manual revision. And the sirens, for like 2 hours, we kept hearing sirens. And finally I said, I've got to look on my phone and see what's happening because all I could hear were those sirens and I thought they're going on too long. What's happening? So somehow we've got to help because I'm fearful that many of our administrators of early childhood and schools are going to suffer or are suffering.
Are suffering. There you go.
And we're also just coming out of COVID. Dr. Wright knows he helped us all with that. I mean, these poor children who are 4 and 5 years old and older have lived through COVID and now this. And all of us have as administrators. So we don't take care of ourselves. We put ourselves last and we need help. Because we're all burning out, we're stressed, and we're scared.
And COVID brought isolation, withdrawal, and then all of a sudden one day we're in a pandemic and the next day the pandemic is gone. But our social isolation is present. It's very present, it's very here, and there is a fear to engage. There's a fear to go back out in the community and trust. Because for 3, almost 4 years, the only place you could trust is home, the laptop, WebEx, Zoom, all those things. And now, you need to go back in an office and learn how to get along with people. Well, what I learned in 4 years is how to get along with me. And so now getting along with thee is not my priority. So I don't even notice if you're despondent. I'm not observing that. Because all I had to do was observe my little space where I was dressed from here up. Let's be honest. Nobody knew what happened. And so, and today we have to, come correct and keep it covered. And it's like, I need to go shopping. Do I have clothes for that? For 4 years I didn't have to buy clothes. You see what I'm saying? And so we have to think about that. How do you do self-care? Tapping into where you are yourself first. Where am I? Where am I with this? How am I feeling about this? Do I need to talk to someone about this? And then reaching out and finding a clinician to talk to and talk about your own fears. Talk about what you've gone through. Talk about what you went through with COVID. How many of us just got through COVID without thinking about COVID? There was no time to think about it. Mask up. How many of us forgot what we looked like? Because the mask was the uniform. I tell you, I have a mask for every outfit I have. There you go. If I have to wear it, it needs to coordinate. You know what I'm saying? And so you take off your mask and it's like, oh, so that's what you look like. Okay? Things are now a little different. And now here we are with school violence. And unfortunately, I'd like to think that Covenant is our first and last event, but we both know that's not so. We both know that's not so. Because the community is in trouble. People are in trouble. Young people, middle-aged people, elderly, we're in trouble as a community. So being there for each other and connecting with each other and seeking resources is what it's going to take for all of us to get through this together. And so what does self-care look like? Taking a walk, getting enough sleep, getting off social media. I'm so sorry. Getting off social media. Don't need all the news. You really don't need all the news. The children don't need the news. We don't need to be so cued into the negativity that we find nothing positive in life. We need positive interaction. Each adult just need one other trusting adult that they can talk to about what's happening. If you have two, you're blessed. But you only need one that you can talk to about how I'm feeling. I'm really scared. I'm afraid. I really don't want to work this job, but I have to because I didn't, Powerball wasn't mine last week, so I still have to live, right? And so find somebody that you can engage with and talk to. Yes.
We talk about engagement, right? And just paying attention to cues and signs, behavioral signs. And it may be a question for police as well as yourself, behavioral health. But I can recall in several interviews where there were unfortunate incidences with mass shooters.
Mm-hmm.
And when those families, the families of the shooter were interviewed, many of them said, we had no clue. We were very engaged. We thought we knew how this particular person was behaving. We were plugged in. We just did not see the signs and symptoms that would have led this person to commit such a heinous act. So I'm really curious if some of those things are really true. It does kind of make me question, were you really not aware? Did you really not see the signs and symptoms? And I'm not sure from a police perspective what they really, find through their own assessments what we might be missing from a behavioral health perspective.
I would say from a behavioral health perspective, people show you what they want you to see. I'm pretty sure my colleagues on law enforcement will say the same thing. It is what you call imposter syndrome. And so I show you what I want you to see. And since we are trained, we are socialized to see the best in people, that's what we're going to see. The average person is not walking around looking for all the negativity in people. We want to give everyone the benefit of that. This is a good person. And so that's what we see. Have you ever read a paragraph 4 or 5 times, and then you hand it to someone, and they find 3 typos in it, and you miss it completely after reading it 3 or 4 times? Why is that? Why do you think?
You're so familiar with it.
There you go. You know what you're saying. So you see no errors because you're reading what you're thinking and what you're saying. It's the same thing with how we connect with people. We see what we want to see because that's the expectation. Now, if you have a clinical mind, you walk away saying, something is really wrong. And that's the drawback of my job. I'm constantly, it's like, oh boy, if it looks too good to be true, it's a little too good to be true.
And we just hug them.
There you go, because we're nurturers. Come here. Okay? And that's the part to think about. But there's some things that you can see that tells you something is wrong. Somebody who is happy all the time, that's a cry for help. Nobody's happy all the time. Somebody's always upbeat, and how are you? Great. Not so much. The question is, when you say great, what do you mean? What makes today great? Why is today greater than yesterday? What's going on? It's probing, asking a question when you hear something. If you're in a house with a teenager, how many of you have a teenager at home? There you go. And they come down the stairs, bouncing down the stairs every day. How are you doing? I'm fine. And they're running, come here. Slow down. What's going on with you? Inquire. Everything is not always coming up roses. And so tuning in. You have a teenager that start giving away things, buying you things, bringing you things. I just want you to have this. That's an indicator. That's a sign of saying goodbye. Okay? And so we just think the person is being generous. But they start giving away personal possession, a favorite shirt. They start giving away the money they were saving to buy a car. All of a sudden, I know things are tough since COVID, and I want you to have this. Ask the question. So what happened to that car you're saving for? What happened with that? Probe. So So that's the part. We have to slow down long enough to ask questions. And sometimes we're so busy. We're like ships passing in the night in our home that we miss things because we're moving too quick. Sometimes as caretakers, the place we forget to take care of is home. We're so busy giving to everyone else that we forget to back up and pay attention to what's happening at home. And so that's the part to cue into.
I think for our setting, one of the things that I'm having an aha moment about is that the most vulnerable people that we work with on a daily basis who were affected by this are the parents of the children that we serve because of the fear and the questions that immediately came to their minds of how prepared is my child's school. And I filled them with all kinds of facts about what we were doing to try to be the best prepared that we could, but I haven't stopped to ask them how they're doing.
There you go. We're good with facts. We're good with stats. We're good with facts. We're not so good with emotions. And so we're not so good with how are you feeling.
Yeah.
We're better with, well, last month we had 4 in-services. The police came by and they shared with us craze and they gave us all this information. And so we're very good with facts. We're not good with emotion.
And I would add one thing to that. The other thing most people are not good with is they ask a question, and if somebody's not saying anything, you don't wait long enough.
There you go.
It takes, you've got to hold it for 8-10 seconds
At least.
to get an honest response. But we always get uncomfortable with that quietness, and we fill it in rather than actually waiting for a response.
Yes.
I think what you're saying about our own families and our own kids also pertains to the parents that we serve, that we slow down long enough to really know them so that we understand this family's struggling, this family is going through divorce, this family has financial pressure, this family, because that is what creates vulnerability in people, and that is another step of protection, is that relationship building that we're able to kind of know and resource them if we know all the ways that we can, build supports around them.
Absolutely.
From being vulnerable.
Get to know them enough to see when something has changed. That's our hand over here, and then I'll come back. No? Wrong direction. Go back. Misdirection. Somebody had one. Yes. One last thought.
As I'm sitting here listening to, I guess, all of you guys present, the nerd in me is really thinking about how do we really strengthen the emotional support that are within these environments.
That's a good question. I mean, there's a pamphlet that's going to be coming around. There's a quick trifold that gives you some information. Some of the things I share will be in the pamphlet, how to talk to young kids, how to talk to teenagers, talk with your parents, and then there are resource numbers on the back of that. Metro is on there, and 988 is a universal number. United Way 211 is on there. That's the quickest way to get information. And then, like I said, for each of you, if you have health insurance, you can call your insurance company and ask them for a list of providers that they have that are credentialized to serve. If you're with a child care center that is EAP, or you're in a job with EAP, you can use your EAP benefits to get quick services and get you through the crisis. There's brief solution-focused therapy. I will even say, and boss, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, if you have crisis in your center and you call Metro Public Health, we'll come and help you with some of that, at least de-stressing and then connect you with resource. Because sometimes you just need boots on the ground in that moment to help you process what's going on, and then you can take the next step. So reach out to our office, give us a chance to help you, and give us a chance to help you connect with resources. I'm new to Metro, but I'm not new to Tennessee or the behavioral health environment, and so I can connect you with resources and individuals and help you talk to your insurance company and get you the service that you need. I saw a hand. I'm going to say it, but here's another way you can go about that. When a person starts asking you questions that looks like they're being inquisitive, ask this question. Tell me, how is this relevant to our tour today? Could you tell me how is this relevant to our tour? That will let you know if they are looking for information or they're probing you for vulnerability. So tell, you know.
And you can be straight.
You've been working with the police department.
There you go.
We work very closely with the community officer in this precinct, and they advise us on what to do, and we follow their advice. But of course, we don't tell you all the safety precautions because we want to keep those.
Because they're safety precautions.
I'm going to take just, then we'll come back to the questions real quick. I wanted to recognize a couple people in the room that are from my department that I talked about increasing resources. Sheldon, would you stand up?
I was about to do that.
Yeah. Just share what your role is here at the health department for us.
My official role is suicide prevention coordinator, along with a nature grant we just got awarded with the health department. I also do assessments here at the health department, but I really pride myself on knowing everything that's going on as far as resources and what somebody needs. And I tell the health department, we are the hub. If you need anything, we're going to get you what you need, and we're going to send you to the right direction. So I work with these guys over here. I work with Anthony. I hope to work with you. I was going to get your number before you leave.
And he will call.
Yeah, I will call. But I just pride myself because people need to know. You know, COVID kept us in these walls for two and a half years, and then we're slow to get back out. But we in the community. I'm a community person. We got to get back out there and see what's going on. So I do that. I also co-chair a coalition called SPAC, Suicide Prevention in the African American Faith Community Coalition. It is the biggest suicide coalition in Tennessee, and we're doing great work here. I want to invite you guys here September 9th. I always plug it. September 9th, we do a big event every year called Hope is Available. But just like Dr. Chester said, providing hope to these kids, making sure that they feel safe, making sure adults feel safe. It's not the end. You can get through whatever you're going through. We just got to provide a way for you to get hope. But
thank you. Yep.
You can let me do the next honor.
Yes, go right ahead.
I'm a member of my team, Ms. Michelle.
Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle Foster, and yes, I'm here at the Nashville Public Health Department in the Division of Behavioral Health and Wellness. As one of the health managers. One of the things that I do also are the alcohol and substance misuse assessments and brief mental health screenings in order to assist individuals with services in the community, whether they are needing it for substance misuse or if they are needing to be connected or reconnected with mental health providers. I also work with Diane on our domestic abuse death review team, where we are making sure that we are looking at whatever gaps may be in the system to help those who are experiencing some interpersonal violence issues. I assist Sheldon with providing the training around suicide prevention awareness. So we are also available to come in and provide that training for your staff so that they can have information about signs and symptoms to be aware of if it's, whether it's a coworker or either parents that are coming in, with their children, so that you be able to identify some of that and various other trainings that our division provides as well. So, thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
One other person in here. One other person I would call out. Anthony, would you just kind of just share your role? It's a new role. I'm going to.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Anthony Johnson. I lead our community safety efforts here at the health department, but I really look at things from a different perspective. I think my value is really in
So we have a little bit of time. If you have any specific questions, any of these people would be glad to come up and.
I have a question about the 988 number. It's universal for what?
That is the universal. Go ahead.
Number for anything mental health, behavioral health, it's nationwide. It's a nationwide number.
It's like a 911 number, but for mental health.
You know, 211 connect you specifically just to Tennessee, but 988 connect you nationwide. So if you had a family member that was in New York City and they were in trouble, you could call that 988 number and get them resources in New York City. So I think it was just awesome to have that.
What is it in Tennessee,
211.
211 get you the suicide hotline, get you resources, get you connected with everything here in Tennessee, but 988 gets you connected nationwide. So I think that was just wonderful when they came up with that nationwide number for resources.
You have a question?
I do. Maybe this is the police department. I just want to say, like, you all did an amazing job at Covenant. I have children that go to my school that also, their siblings go to Covenant. And it was a very hard day. I don't want to, and I've told this group right here, I don't want to live that over again. As we were the reunification side. But is there a number, like, I was even calling the 862 number and no one was answering that. And I was like, I'll be honest, I was in a panic mode because I was like, these children need to go on lockdown. Hillsborough High School said they hadn't got a call, and they said, oh, it's an intruder at JT Moore. And I was getting all this false information, and I just, is there a number I should also, because I am hooked up to the mains that didn't go out, and I know y'all, but I'm like, I'm receiving counseling for this. My daughter is receiving counseling. She's 13. She said, are you like Miss Coombs? And I was like, yes. And I had to be honest with her. Like, I didn't want to sugarcoat anything. I was honest, and we talked for a long time about it. And this, for me, it's trauma. And I know for the police officers that had to deal with that day, it's trauma. And I have a parent that talks to me every day, and she cries, and we come outside and we talk because her children witnessed what happened there. There were school agers there, and you know they witnessed it, and she has one at my center, and she feels like safe talking to me, and like Dr. White said, I'll listen. But is there, I guess the whole thing, is there another number I could call, or it is traumatized to me. It is traumatized the way I work. You know, and likely we're out, like for the summer, we are out, and and some people don't get that benefit, but for me, I need that because COVID came and we were rolling along, we were doing great, and then this day happened, and I can't get myself together.
And I will say to you that for your own personal self-care, you need to refer that parent to someone else. You have to step away from the trauma because each day you're reliving it.
I mean,
you're
she
reliving that
it
trauma
every day, and she relives it every day and tells me the same thing. And she's like, I'm so proud of our police department. I'm so proud of Woodmont and what they did. But I'm like, ooh, I don't know how much more I can handle of this.
So take that little resource that's coming around and give her one of those numbers and ask her to call because part of your self-care is going to be stepping away from that trauma instead of reliving it over and over and over again.
So we do a lot of work in trauma, and all of our, like obviously you do, all of our staff works in trauma and secondary trauma. She's exactly right. Is every time she goes through that experience, you're taking a piece of her trauma, which is why she's telling you, so you can take a piece of her trauma and share it, but you're getting it too, and it's adding up. So absolutely send her to a resource. The problem is intrusive thoughts. And so if you're having these intrusive thoughts, so my husband died almost 2 years ago. I have intrusive thoughts every day. And how do I deal with those? Because it was traumatic, it was sudden, he was at the gym, he dropped dead. So how do I deal with that? Well, there are lots of things to deal with it, but some of it is so deep in the primal part of your brain that you have to actively do certain types of therapy to relieve it.
Absolutely.
So there's EMDR, which is a certain type where it's like your eye movements. I can't do that on my own. I've learned this tap therapy, so I let the intrusive thoughts hit, and there's certain parts of your face that you tap while you're letting those happen. And it seems weird, but trauma lodges in such a special place that you really need to have a particular type of therapy to get through it. And so that is for all of your all's benefit, is make sure that you don't just talk about it, because every time you talk about it, you're re-traumatizing yourself. But what is the thing you do, and I don't have all the technical terms, I'm a lawyer, but there are things that you do to relieve things.
You need trauma-based CBT.
You
need trauma-based CBT.
Well, you need to know how to get help.
Yeah, so the 8600 is your first number. That's the first number. You also go to our Twitter page, our Facebook page. Our police department does an excellent job of communicating in real time. Twitter is probably the best one that I know of that'll tell you we're having a large-scale event in this area. Your community coordinator will give you his or her phone number. That would be a good contact for you to say, hey, there's something happening close to us. Can you confirm? Do we need to lock down? That's going to be a good bet. We do try to. 8600 can be tough to get because we have almost 1 million people living in Nashville now calling for everything possible. So, but yeah, your community coordinator is going to be a good bet too.
Yeah, my question is kind of about the trauma piece. I have staff who had children at Covenant, and as I'm moving towards, extensive safety training for them and for my staff who were also, traumatized that day. I want to be really sensitive to them and where they are, but also prepare. It feels like a really tiny eye of the needle to thread between re-traumatizing them as we go through procedures and what should happen, but also making sure they're prepared if something does happen.
So part of what you say when you do your training is say, I recognize that this is a tough topic and this might stir up some feelings for you. Give yourself permission to leave the room. If this becomes overwhelming, step out of the room, and take some time. That's the other piece, is giving people permission to leave when something is more than they can handle. And sometimes that's hard for us to do, but we have to do that. To say, it's okay for you to leave the room if this is more than you can handle. And we can deal with this another time. And like I said, recovering from trauma is a process, okay? It's not it's going to happen in one therapeutic session. It's not going to happen in one conversation. So the person who is dealing with the trauma needs to engage a clinician. I cannot say that enough. They need to engage a clinician. And it's okay to say to someone, listen, call this number, it will help you to find a clinician. And remove yourself from that because you can take in but so much. When your emotional cup becomes too full, it's going to spill somewhere, okay? And so you've got to protect your emotional cup because you know when you're spilling. And so you have to keep that in mind. When your emotional cup is full, you have to say to someone, okay, my emotional cup is full. I've received as much as I can take today. I need to refer you to someone else. And that's a part of self-care.
And I think you know that you're not alone.
That's right.
Even in our job, we talk to our supervisors about making sure our officers are okay. Like I think all of us went into that school that day. Early thoughts in my mind forever. Obviously, I'm more of a marshmallow at an older age. I've got a 17 and a 16-year-old, and I'm sappy. So it affects all of us. Period. Right. But we're going to have to heal together. And I think knowing that we're dealing with it, we're all having to deal with it, period. So, but there are people to talk to. We have a wonderful behavioral health service with our department. Tremendous, but you have to talk to somebody, and that's the key.
I think one of the hardest things is realizing if Catherine Coots was sitting here right now, she would say the same thing. You have to deal with your own mortality.
Absolutely.
Because my children are adults, 35 and 43, and they said, Mom, if this happens at your school, promise us you'll hide. And I said, I won't. I won't hide. I'll go try to stop it. And I think every one of us sitting here, that's just what we will do. And so you have to face your own mortality and try to explain to your children why you would do that.
And say,
it's powerful.
Just like I protected you as you were growing up, I now have children that I need to protect. And I want you to know, if the outcome is negative, that I didn't do it because I was selfish. I did it because I'm doing what I believe in. And so it's just having those honest conversations with your family. I came from the prison system to here, and going into the prison every day, my family worried, are you coming home at the end of the day? And I said, I'll do everything I can to follow procedure and protocol and protect myself and rely on security to help. And then I have a higher power that is even a bigger protector than a gun. So, so it's just knowing that for you, having those honest conversations. That's all you can do, okay? Just keep having the honest conversation with yourself, with family, and those you take care of. I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you for doing
Thank you
that.
all.
Thank you, Dr. Wright.
If you want to write down contact information, I will share that with Chief.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.